Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are making the cutest little fruity stamps ever that you can use. The original inspiration, they made Sanrio ones, but I will leave that down in the description as a link because we should always link back to our inspos. So they were the inspiration for today, but anyway, this is how I made my fruity stamps. So I took a piece of paper, rolled it around a pen like so, and then just taped it into place. Any loose bits flapping around, I just took a print skit and just stuck those down so I was left with a nice white paper tube. This is quite thick white paper, so if you don't have thick white paper, I'd recommend using like cardstock. But yeah, I took that, I made a tube, cut it down to size that I wanted my stamp to be, and then I went ahead and took another piece of the paper in a strip and I just cut that down around about an inch away from the end, like the previous tube that I made, and I actually coloured it in before sticking this one down. So I coloured it in with the light blue because this one here is going to be my blueberry flavoured one. I also did a banana one and a cherry. You could use any fruit that you want to do, but these were the three that I chose. I actually wrote out the label on another white piece of paper so that had a white background. I did that with like a little fine liner pen to kind of coordinate. I did a little squiggly line around it just for decoration, and I stuck that down onto the blue strip just so that it stood out and looked quite cute. I really like that design. So with that strip, I then covered the whole thing in tape just to like make it shiny. I thought that looked good, and then I just took some tape on the end of it and actually attached it to that original white tube that we made, so the inner tube, and I just covered that in that to make like the label part of it. Just stuck that down with tape again, but you can use glue if you want to, like Pritt Stick will work well here, but I just taped mine because like I said, I wanted it all to be shiny anyway, so yeah, this was just the easy way around it. So once I had done that, got it all secured, I then needed to add the ends on either end. So in order to do that, like actually like put an end on the end, I'll start with the blue one first, but I just hot glued around and then took another piece of paper, coloured in the same colour with tape on to make it shiny, just stuck that onto the end and then cut the excess off. When it came to the white end at the top, you'll see me do this again, just use my hot glue, making sure all the hot glue went around the edge and like falling inside rather than falling on the outside. Just taking my time, making sure that it's not making a great big mess, and then I used the white card again, stuck that on and then cut around the excess again so that it was then in the exact same kind of colorway as the top should be, as you can see, and it's the exact same size. Once I had that part done, it was then time to add the little stamp part to the top of the stamp, so that white bit. I actually used this foam, which is what actually inspired me to make the stamps anyway. Like I thought, oh, when I seen this foam in my recycler, I was like, I should use that because I've seen a DIY very similar, and like I said, I have included my original inspiration down in the description, so definitely check them out because the video was fantastic. I don't remember what user it was by now, but I know they were Sanrio stamps and I really loved it, so yeah, the link will be in the description. And once I had the foam cut out to size, I then just took some hot glue and just stuck that on. This stamp here was just going to be a circle like a blueberry, and then you can go and add the details after. You can make it detailed if you have smaller scissors. I don't, so I like to make just a simple stamp. You can go in and add the little kind of like details after, but I'll show you that at the end. Anyway, so what I wanted to do then was actually make a lid for the stamp, so I just took another strip of paper, making sure that it was the right size, coloured it in the same blue colour that I coloured the label, then covered it in sellotape so it was as shiny as before. Now it is important to do your lid after actually putting the stamp on and the hot glue, because sometimes the hot glue can distort the actual tube shape, and I've done this many times where I made the lid first and like cut it down from like the label, and then oh my goodness, when you put the glue on it changes shape and it doesn't fit. So yeah, if you do this after, it's definitely going to fit. So I taped that up around just to make sure that it's the right size, cut off any excess off the top, and then again I just like capped the end of it in the same way that I did, so just using my hot glue gun, popping another piece of paper on and then cutting it down to size afterwards. So then I decided to decorate the lids. So for this one here, I drew out some blueberries again with that same colour that I did the labelling with. So cute. These pens are great, by the way. They're like a felt tip brush tip on the end and then a fine liner, so you can really like coordinate your things, but just two circles basically with the little squiggles on top to make the blueberries. I added some white highlights to them and then covered those in tape and cut around them just with a little bit of a white border. With my hot glue gun then, I stuck them on either side of the lid, so one was facing forward where the label was, and then one just at the back of that, just pushing it down so that the glue kind of cured and they stayed there nicely. So I used a Sharpie fine liner then to add a little face on, because for me a little design is never complete without a face. So I added a little face on, and once I'd done that, my stamps were then complete. So here are the banana and the cherry ones I made as well. I absolutely love them. They stamped very well, as you can see in this little short here that I created. Look, just use a pen, dab it onto your thing, and then you can use a little fine liner to just finish off the details. Look at that. So cute. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you very soon for another one, and yeah, bye.